Yeah, cruising in the ocean with my fellas, waving at the shore, we got all them people jealous. They see that we shining from way over yonder. Gotta thank my father, my sponsor, for putting me on board and also giving me the capability to live life with no fear, create buzz with no beer. God is the reason why I live like this. Now everybody hating me, now I feel like Chris. Working out, eating right, now I look like this. Phone filled with different numbers, now my ex all pissed. Now I'm playing, she don't care cause she move like this. Man, I ain't hating cause she bad, man, we all ruthless. Man, I got money in my pocket, diamonds on my pinky, and that brain I won't speak on, cause y'all won't put no leash on me. Let me run about your way, get my Tyreek on. Fly to Miami to get my beach on. Preach on.
Yo, I got a question, bro. Like, what do you think the reason truly is on why everybody is pissed off in Cody winning the championship? 'Cause this is crazy. Like, this is beyond. Like, and do you think the WWE is going to pivot? Because remember what they did that last time? They loved. Like, we was talking about it yesterday. I'm about to release that today. But we was talking about it yesterday. When the WWE wanted The Rock and Roman. But at first they wanted the Cody, but then all of a sudden the fans went crazy on The Rock, which flipped it to the Cody. Do you think they're gonna flip it because of the fans, or are they really
No,
gonna stand on business like I told them? Like they need to
no,
stand on business.
no.
But why do you think that they that mad though?
They're upset because it's a combination of a few things. One is it's the feeling of, okay, we see, going back to what we were just saying the other day about like how fans say they want something but then they don't want it once they have it. It's one of those things, right? The other thing is a matter of, okay, Drew's title reign was only short. He only had, I saw too many people say this all the time, he only had one defense, boom, boom, boom. He didn't really do much with the championship, so he didn't really have much time to rebuild off of his which is like his fourth, it's his fourth title run. He's been world champion 4 times. So they were like, I thought it was 3 times, but then I thought about it more. I said, no, that's right, because he had won it 2 times with the WWE title. Then he won it. No, this is his 3rd time winning the WWE title, but he won the World Heavyweight title only once. So it makes him a 4-time world champion. But anyways, there was this general consensus that Drew got screwed, Drew got buried, Drew got this, Drew got that, boom, boom. But I said to myself, but fans had to come to know, though, it was in Portland, Oregon, and Jacob Fatu. They had to know, if you had paid attention to SmackDown last week, Fatu got his match caused by Drew. Like, he was about ready, he was going to qualify against Logan Paul. But Logan Paul went in here and won because why? Drew McIntyre got involved. So what do you think was bound to happen?
What did you think?
Yeah, Drew's whole story this time around, and his whole run was based around the idea that I don't want nobody challenging me for this WWE title. So I'm going to do any and everything I can to prevent any challengers being contenders for my belt.
Right.
So that was the whole point. There was a point. Shout out to a couple of my guys on the when they was talking about like the world title run. And I was watching their content, and they were talking about like how fans are in a bit of outrage over really nothing. Because when you think about it, Drew's whole title run was based around a story. He was a transitional champion. Yes, I hate to say that, that's what he was, right? For the purpose of getting to CODY versus Reign. And they already somewhat teased it, by the way, at Chamber when Reign Orton freaking RKO Cody and took him out of the equation.
Yeah,
so it ties very well back. Plus, they've been teasing for 2 years now. How Reign was saying he want to go after Cody for that belt.
Yeah.
So now they just
even when Cody won and he was on people's shoulders, people noticed that Randy was staring at the title on Cody's waist the day he beat Randy. The day he beat Roman. Yep.
Yes. Whether it was through the freaking over his shoulder, around his waist, it didn't matter. Reign just kept looking at that towel, glaring at it, pointing at it, doing whatever he could to tease it. And we were all like, we gotta get that match. We gotta get this match. And we waited, and we waited, and we waited. And now that we're finally getting it, now we don't want it. Come on, bro. Like the thing is like this. And BZ, I don't mean keep on talking, but like you were saying like how why they shouldn't pivot, or ask me whether or not that they should pivot. No, they should stay on task and stay on ball. This man stayed on ball and stayed on task even when we didn't want Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar and that title unification match. They stayed on task with that.
Yeah.
Vince said, "Nope, I'm going with that. To me, that's a big main match. What we're going to do, I'm gonna stay on gears with that. If I'm Hunter, I do not pivot this match. I don't add in Drew to the delight of fans. I don't add in Fatu to the delight of fans. You keep this one-on-one. This is Cody versus Randy Orton, a match we've been wanting to see since the nigga got back there. Okay, you stay on course with that match. Fatu and Drew can do a fail four-way. If you want to put them with Sammy and maybe someone else, I don't care. And I'm not trying to make that to negate that they're not talented. And heck, not. Yeah, you think I'd be crazy? I love Fatu. I love Drew. But what I'm saying is, for what it's worth right now, you're getting the biggest matches possible. You're getting Cody versus Randy. You're getting Punk versus Roman. You're getting Jay Cargill versus Rhea Ripley.
Right.
Brock Lesnar's going to be having an open challenge match. You're getting, certain tag team situations. The division, Seth Rollins just came back. Why are we complaining? Why are we in such an uproar? Why?
So do you think?
Go ahead.
Do you think that match was really put in because they really didn't have no other stories that was on the card that could actually carry WrestleMania? Like, do you think that was there another way that they could have went to kept the belt on Drew?
I think good question. I think the initial idea from W's perspective was we want to get to Cody versus Roman Part 3.
Right.
And we want to get to CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. But again, because Seth got hurt, they had to pivot. So they had to think, okay, if Seth's hurt and he's out, who do we go with next? Because we teased Cody versus Roman, and fans might be excited for that match, but then fans might not be excited for that match. Some people don't necessarily enjoy their feud. I'm going to be honest with you. They really didn't. And I can understand why. Roman called him a politician. Cody playing it kind of like cool. With Roman saying he respects him, but then it's like there's no tension. There's not really much you're getting with Cody versus Roman all like that. So I understand the fans' perception of like, it's whatever. But you do want to see that that trifecta because we want to see Roman become champion. But besides that, you're like, this feud leading to WrestleMania may not be as exciting as people may think it's going to be, right? So I think they had to pivot from that. To answer your question about why they say that again, you said something about Drew again. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying, do you think that there was an extra match? Like, was there any way they could have kept the belt on him, but still continue to build WrestleMania and not, but without taking the belt off of him? Was there a way or well, I mean, with Randy winning the what you call it, it kind of wasn't no other way. But I'm saying,
Yeah.
what if they would have? I think it would have made it
They're easier if Randy didn't win, but I think that, like you said,
Yes.
when Seth went down, they had to pull a win out of nowhere. They had to pull a rabbit out the hat because Seth was one of the key WrestleMania situations. And when he went down, but now with him being back, is that kind of, you know what I'm saying? What do we do with him
Yeah,
now?
I'm in agreement. I think if there was any way of keeping Drew as champion, WWE was going on board with Drew for WrestleMania this year. You most likely will get him versus Jacob Fatu.
right.
But the question is that good enough to main event at WrestleMania Night 1? Right? Me personally, I would love for it to main event WrestleMania Night 1, just me as a fan, right? But business-wise, does that match alone sell tickets to make you go, oh, I need to see this for main event of Night 1? Does Drew and Jacob Fatu got enough of traction by the fans and by WWE support to where, or just like overall business, to where you're like, yes, that's a main event match for WrestleMania Night 1?
Yeah, that's true.
Is Drew and Jacob Fatu, let me ask you, BZ, and I'm asking you, you know what I'm saying, like, specifically,
Right.
Drew and Jacob Fatu, does the main event over Punk versus Roman?
That's a good question. But story wise, it does. But
Okay.
star power, they don't.
Over CM Punk versus Seth Rollins.
Heck no.
Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns.
No.
Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton.
No.
See, and that's my point, right? on the on from a fan standpoint, we would be like,
Yeah,
bro,
no.
heck yeah, story wise, boom, boom, let's go with it. But
Oh yeah,
BZ, you
that.
just mentioned two words that was key. You said star power.
Yeah, star power. Yeah, fact.
Do they have enough star power? That don't and now fans understand. We're not saying Drew's not a star. I mean, Daniel Short's not saying Jacob Fatu's not a star. We are. They're clearly stars. Don't get it twisted. But my point is, do they hold enough star power for you to want to see a WrestleMania night event? Take your fam out of the equation and look at it from a business standpoint. Is it really moving tickets? Is it really selling tickets? Is it
Oh,
driving business? Is people being able to say, bro, I cannot wait to see part two next week or Drew
right.
next week?
I think I think
Are
the
you
reason
saying that?
I think the reason why they ain't saying that for Fatu because Fatu ain't been he been gone for a minute. Because Fatu
See,
had
there's
a he had a
that yes.
yeah, because
Yep.
he had a moment where people wanted to see Fatu at all times. He
I
had a
completely
moment,
agree.
but when he was down and then came back and got injured again or whatever, and then he had to be gone
Yep.
for a longer period of time. It's not
Yep.
that same feel. Just like when Bianca come back, it ain't gonna be that same feel until she build that up and get a couple more matches under
Exactly.
her belt.
Exactly, which is why I say Bianca shouldn't be J. Cargill, because if you
Facts,
have
yeah.
her be J. Cargill, you basically just you hurt momentum from Jay's upside, and you give it back to Bianca, and Bianca just got there. You can't have that all the
Exactly.
time.
She can't
So
do that.
you got to be realistic with that. When Cody got
You'll shoot her,
injured,
right? You'll
yep,
shoot her to the title. You'll shoot her to a title contention, but you can't give
right.
her the title.
You can't give it a time. There
You
you
can't give her
go.
the title.
You just said it right. And the main reason why, and don't sit here, don't get me wrong, has it happened before? Yes. But what I'm trying to get at is, think about it for a second. Cody got hurt at Hell in a Cell, or prior to Hell in a Cell, right? Against Seth. They
Right.
had him out for months. He won the Rumble, but he didn't win his match against Roman.
So
So,
okay. So my question.
Okay, so my question is this: if that's the story, that makes total sense. But if that's the story, then why did the WWE have Drew attack Cody in the Elimination Chamber and not Randy? Because when Drew came in, he hit Cody and then started fighting Cody. Randy got him off of him.
right.
Why didn't they go the other way?
That's a good question.
Yeah, that's what's throwing me because I'm like, regardless, we wanted to see Cody versus Randy. We've been wanting to see that for like 3 years. I think that was a match that they was probably saving for Saudi, but they had to pull it right now. When you think of the big names, they trying to make big moments at Saudi. They ain't got no choice. They gonna try. They best. They
Matter of
either give
fact,
us. They gonna,
I'll throw you one better. I'll throw you one better, BZ. What if Cody Rhodes won the chamber? Say hypothetically he won the chamber.
yeah. What if you want to
And
change?
and Nick Aldis announced that Drew McIntyre would defend the WWE Championship against Randy Orton for his interference at Chamber. If Randy Orton won his 15th world title, I just wonder, hypothetically speaking, would the fans be outraged? I'm dead serious.
I
Would
think
you
the
be outraged at that point in time with Randy Orton being Drew McIntyre for his 15th world title run? If he did that against Drew McIntyre, mind you, Randy hasn't been champion for what, three,
he,
4 years
he,
now?
he, he ain't been a champion in a
I
long time.
I wonder. I absolutely freaking wonder with Twitter being in a complete uproar right now. Social media would be in a complete uproar. I wonder if it would be met with, say, over 1,000 on dislikes compared to the likes that it got from the Earth out.
Bro,
I wonder if the same
that's a
thing would
good
have happened with Randy Orton. I just
That's
wonder.
a that's a good question, and I'm gonna piggyback. I'm gonna piggyback by saying this, and this is the honest truth to me. I think Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton is a better match. Cody and Randy got a better story, but I think Randy versus Drew is a better match. That's what I think. I think what Drew McIntyre brings to the table is like people might think this is crazy, but what he brings to the
Let's do it.
table is Roman Reigns' power. He brings that type of power, regardless if people like Drew or not. Drew McIntyre is like that for real. He really like that. But Randy Orton is like that for real as well. Cody Rhodes is still like that, but you start looking at it as a David and Goliath situation due to the fact that Drew McIntyre is a lot bigger than Cody. but he's not that bigger than Randy.
They should have had. I'm in complete agreement with everything you just said.
So I think
But
the story is better.
the
I think the story
WWE
is better
should
for
have
the
done
match.
this. They should have done this instead, Beezy. They should have done this. Cody Rhodes wins the Elimination Chamber match. Not Randy Orton. Randy Orton gets his title match against Drew. 5-2 costs Drew. The same thing happens with the same finish, whatever. Randy captures his 15 world title from Drew. And you have Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania, with Cody being the one to chase after Randy, not the other way around.
Exactly, which makes another story for Cody with
there
the
you go.
legacy.
And there you freaking dare, Beezy, you just in nowhere out of the coffin.
Yeah, with the levels.
And not only that, the perception with Cody Rhodes will have looked vastly different. I guarantee you it will look vastly different, because now this. If you want to talk about pivoting, okay, if we don't think, see, this is where I turn to Bubba Ray, Bully Ray,
right,
all this thing, bro. If they really want to pivot, if fans are so upset with Cody Rhodes, if I'm WWE, I'm leaning into that. And how you lean into that, I would maybe do two things. Either you tease Cody Rhodes turning heel each and every single week, or, and as a matter of fact, he can even go as far as cheat against Randy Orton if he wanted to cement his full heel turn.
Right.
Or come next week's Friday Night SmackDown, Cody Rhodes does the unthinkable and turns heel. And how do you have him turn heel? But the thing, see, this is now I'm okay, Loki. I'm low-key kind of like upset about this though, for a reason. Here's my main reason, all right? The reason why I wanted Cody Rhodes to remain babyface and Randy Orton to remain heel is because I think Randy Orton, first of all, I think Randy's a great heel. I think he does a phenomenal job as a bad guy. But that would take Cody Rhodes to another level, and to bring the legacy story coming in full circle. You got now the guy who was once a bad guy alongside with the bad guy, you know what I'm saying, during his whole stable, to now becoming a good guy, trying to outweigh the bad guy that still has the bad guy within him. So I think that's why the story to me will have worked out, because Randy will remain being that snake, while Cody will have had grow to be not the snake that Randy was thinking he's going to be coming out of Legacy. So you could have went that direction. But now, my concern is, come next week on Friday SmackDown, Kurt Rhodes is going to get his behind boob out the dang arena.
Of course.
And they're going, and the WWE is going to stay keeping him as a babyface. And we're about ready to go back to John Cena and Roman Reigns territory one-on-one once again. And at this point, go for it. Go for it. Here's the thing. As long as the fans are reacting, they're showing that they care. Good or bad, you're showing that you care. The real fans who want to support Cody Rhodes are going to be the kids. I would be surprised if a young 5-year-old, 6-year-old kid says, I hate Cody Rhodes because he beat Drew McIntyre. I will be I will be freaking surprised.
Well, if that's the case, that's the same story that they used when John Cena turned heel. And now they putting it on
Literally.
Cody.
Literally. But you can do that as time goes on. You don't know. What I'm saying is, you don't have Cody turn heel at all. Keep him as baby face. He's going to get jeered, but go for it. You did it with Hogan.
Yep.
You did it with Brock. You did it with Roman. Sorry, you did it with Cena. You did it with Roman. Do the same thing for Cody. Why not? It was bound to come anyway. We all have said it. It's Beezy, you called this. You and Larry called this. At some point in time, the fans are going to turn on Cody. It is what it is.
Yeah, and that's what they're doing. And now they turned on him because he's winning. That's why the fans are so weird.
Y'all are super weird.
He won, and y'all upset that he won. Like y'all want him to just keep losing. Like I don't understand. Like,
and another thing, how did Drew get buried if Jacob Fatu cost him the match?
Yeah, exactly.
Make it make sense.
Yeah, that's genius right there. That's good thinking right there. Now I'm about to put my salute to what's my boy's name? The one who just quit. Oh, you didn't know? Road Dog.
Oh, Road Dog. Oh yeah.
I'm about to put my Road Dog hat on, and I'm gonna say this: would have the WWE could have spent this a whole nother way. The WWE, and this is how you bring the other person that everybody been talking about, even though they don't want to see him because of they frustrated that he hasn't been wrong for a while, but they still go crazy when he comes. This would have been a situation if the way that Cody Rhodes beat Randy with the interruption. What if that wasn't the interruption? And what if Travis Scott came out of nowhere and gave Cody the watch?
Oh my god.
And he punched Drew or punched Randy with the watch, won the championship, and sold his soul to The Rock, which
Love it.
brings the final boss back.
Love it.
That, you know what I'm saying?
Love
It
it.
brings him back because that story now it backs the continuation. Because at first it's like, yo, I want your soul. Cody is like, but he's still going after the title. Now all of a sudden he's not being able to win the title. Travis Scott is still involved, even though nobody wants him to be involved. We seen the video when he apologized to Cody, but Cody told him, "I'm glad you did what you did. If you want me to do it again, let me know. I'm here for you." So that already clears everything. So that clears it all up. But
And
at the same time though, if that would have happened, and then the music hit, but Rock don't come out, Travis Scott come out. Like, look at
oh,
the short that just randomly came
oh,
out. That randomly just surfaced back to the top. It's Cody Rhodes talking with Travis Scott. That just randomly surfaced back to the top during this process that's going on right now. I would not be
oh
shocked
boy.
if they go back and continue that story and Cody goes heel and finally turns and sells his soul to the final boss. And that brings
It
The
would
Rock
it would it
back
would be it
to the
would be like
WWE.
it would be like Austin shaking hands with Vince McMahon.
Exactly.
I love it.
And the fans would be like, because they wouldn't know what to do. They're cheering because The Rock is back. But he's the final boss. Cody Rhodes actually then went heel because he punched him in the face. So now Cody Rhodes got a similar story to what John Cena did, but the difference is
And I
Cody
just
Rhodes sold his
wonder, I
soul
just
for
wonder
real.
for a second, babe. Cody turns heel. We love Cody.
Of
I will
course.
if you freaking yes,
Of
yes.
course.
It's the weirdest thing ever. I turn bad guy, you love me. I turn good guy, you hate me.
Of
Why?
course. Of course.
The good guy is doing everything that there is possible
Of
to
course.
make sure you support them along the way. They do everything. Charity work, freaking donating, being a
Cody,
sweetheart, you know what I'm saying?
yep.
This man done came around a lot of events and hugged people who had cancers, who were
What
blind,
Cody,
who could not speak. You see what I'm
what,
saying? I'm being real,
yeah,
right? And
what
y'all
Cody,
hate him for it now.
yeah, what Cody has to do is find a way to become Roman, Rock,
Yes.
Randy, all of them. And
Yep.
what I mean by that is he has to find a way where he's that anti hero. You're
He
not a
just him.
heel and
He
you're
turns
not a
him.
face. You are
Yep,
Cody
he's him.
Rhodes. You got to
Yep.
find that. When you find that, then it don't matter. But now everybody is love hate. Not Randy, Roman. It don't matter. He's Roman Reigns, regardless of who he's beating up. Just like Stone Cold, just like anybody else. So Cody
Yep.
has to find that. Now, how he's going to find it, I don't know. But that's what he needs to find. If he finds that, then Cody Rhodes would be cool in my book.
Yep. He will officially enter into his him era phase.
Hold on, I'm gonna come
And
around for you over here. Yeah, but yeah,
he
that's
would
the
officially enter his him era phase. And
And
I'm
he
I'm with
has to
you.
do it.
I'm
He
with
has
you.
to find
I'm
it.
with you.
He has to
I'm
find
with
it.
you.
But
And I would say all
not.
that to happen.
Right now, it's not good. He can't find it right now.
I would say all of what you just said to do happened at WrestleMania.
That's what I'm
Have it
saying.
happen at WrestleMania.
On the
He just
grandest stage of them all.
on the grand stage. Yup. That's how you go right here and pull the trigger.
On
And
the
by the
grandest
time we
stage of them
pull
all.
the trigger,
Yep.
literally, and by the time we pull the trigger, you can tie in the
Yep.
history
There you
between
go.
Cody and Randy, the legacy storyline. What did Cody and Randy, I wonder. See, the thing about fans that this is why I think wrestling fans are super impatient because they haven't even fully fleshed out the story between Cody and Randy all like that for real.
they haven't.
I really want to see what direction the WWE goes in. Like, yes, making it about the world title, but we know how proud Randy is of Cody. We know how much Cody looks up to Randy.
Right.
What other story could they tell right now based around the group legacy? Right? Them being
Right.
both, generation stars. Randy comes from the Orton family. Cody Rhodes comes from the Rhodes family. What is it about them now that they could tell as far as a story leading to WrestleMania? What would be your guess?
Um,
See that? I don't know.
because that's the only story that I see that could actually happen, unless you throw that wrench in the plans, like what I just said. If you throw that wrench in the plans, then you actually add Rock, who was actually around when your father
Right,
and
but
was
that's for
around as well.
later. That's for later.
Right.
What I'm
So
asking,
I don't know no other story.
so before you, okay, BZ, I may help you out with this one, but before you go, as much as I love Roman, and as much as I love CM Punk, I have a feeling Cody and Reigns' story is going to be way better than their story.
I think so too. I'm in agreement.
Right. With that said, based off of you throwing that monkey wrench for WrestleMania this year, and how you built some Cody Rhodes doing what he's doing. If you was a writer right now and you're building to the idea of eventually Cody Rhodes is going to turn heel, I will babyface that man as possible. I will suspend a lot of people's belief. But before
Right.
I can get into that, I want to ask you, say if you're a WWE writer right now, you're
Uh-huh.
part of, matter of fact, scratch that, you're part of the creative team, okay?
Uh-huh.
You're the one that feature on Unreal Talking to Hunter and everybody else on there,
Right.
right? And you pitch the idea of what to do with Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton for their feud. What is going to be the theme surrounding their feud prior to the payoff of WrestleMania for the whole twist? How would you do it?
No, this is outside of the watch, Travis, and all of that.
Outside, make us forget about Travis Scott, make us forget about The Rock, focus on Cody and Randy. That way it throws people a curveball. Potentially.
That's a good question. Nah, see, I would say one thing, but that's not enough. Because I would say, oh well, Cody, you be my friend, John Cena. But at the same time, that's Cody's boy too, so can't use that. Uh, I don't got it. Besides the legacy, the legacy is the only one that makes sense to me. That's the only powerful one that's like, yo, okay, this about to break the bank. There's probably other stories, but this one is gonna break the bank.
Let's tie into that though. Let's tie into it. Let's make this about legacy. Legacy, right? What if what we play off of that name itself alone, the double entendre with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Legacy, because Randy Orton had a group called Legacy, and Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase was part of it.
Was a part of it. Yeah.
But legacy is the theme surrounding this whole story.
Right.
Randy Orton's legacy of getting towards his 15th world title. Cody's legacy of maintaining being the world champion. So what if we tie in doubts, insecurities, flaws,
On who though?
on both ends? Make it complex. Make it detailed as all possible. We tap into Randy's insecurities, his flaws, and his doubts, and we do the same for Cody. And Cody is just like Randy could go if he wanted to go this route. He could go. The only reason you're the world champion is because you follow John Cena's playbook. The only reason you're world champion is because you decide to lead WWE at a time when really you could have been made to be a complete one-off or a one-hit wonder or whatever case may be. You left and you went and started another company and you gave us hell for years. What if Randy Orton actually builds up talking about actually
he goes that way.
He resented that, like he absolutely hated that, but he still supported Cody because his love for Cody wavered the hatred he had for what he was doing outside WWE. But he hated that Cody did that, and he hated the fact that Cody left because when Cody left, he no longer had a little brother, right?
Right.
Cody's return. He's like, but at the time it was you that was getting the opportunities. It was you that was getting the main events. It was you that was getting the main event spot. I had special clubs to get what I needed, right? You kind of like feel for Corey. Corey. You kind of like feel for Cody because you're baby facing the crap out of him. Of like, man, he really had to just go just so he can prove to WWE that he can be a star outside of their company. Because
Right.
at the time they didn't see him as that. Let's just keep it real.
Yeah.
Cody
That
Rhodes
was
was not.
Stardust and all that other stuff. Heck no.
Yep. And Stardust could have immediately been a complete career killer for him, literally. And I'm not even talking about
Right.
Gunther, but I'm just saying that could have easily been a career killer for him. He would have been
Yep.
done. You would have been done, bro.
Have a good one.
But you recovered, and how you recovered, you took your ball and went home and started over somewhere else.
So he could be
But
like,
what
you
if
just like
Randy
so.
resented that?
Yeah. So if Randy taps in and be like, you just like CM Punk, y'all could just leave and come back and just get y'all shots and opportunities.
Yeah.
Wow. I never even looked
What
at
if?
it like that. He can
Yeah.
definitely literally use that.
Yup.
He can use that. He could
But Cody
definitely
could
use
turn it
that.
around and be like, you was privileged too. We both came up in this business privilege. The difference was they said you're cool, you're good to go. We can always entrust you to do whatever. But for me, no. I had to be set up with scraps. And no matter how many times I had to change characters, no matter how many times I had to be this way or be that way, they could not get behind the idea that I could be a star or I could be a main eventer. They just saw me as some low-level mid-carder, a tag team wrestler. That was it. And Cardi didn't even really love my dad. I was,
I think they're gonna bring
man,
their dad. I think they're gonna bring the dad.
Heads up, they have to.
they got to. The say, bruh,
I'm just trying to, but that's what I'm
come
saying.
on.
I'm trying to find the story outside of the obvious. But I think that Cody Rhodes, I think Cody Rhodes been around since AEW. I mean, since he came back from AEW, people look at Cody Rhodes as he's been around too long to actually bring that up. But Randy can't bring that up though. Like Cody Rhodes came back, and what was it? A year later, Punk came back.
Yeah,
So when you really think about it, Cody's only been around for what 3 years now since AEW.
yeah.
So when you look at that, you like, bro, you ain't even you left.
No, it's been 4 years, but actually,
Okay. Yeah,
BZ,
so
4 years.
I think that's the reason why the
Nearly
W.
4 years.
That's the reason why the fans won't look at it as that because the fans are looking at Cody like you've been here the whole time. They're not even thinking about AEW. But I think if Randy brings that up, that will remind them, like, yeah, you
Yeah,
did
like
leave
he
and come
left
back.
us too.
You
And
left
yes,
just like CM
I
Punk
know
did.
it's gonna be like one of those like, oh, you left us, betrayed us,
That's
conflict, boom, boom.
but
I get that,
but
but you can spin it though. You can spin it. It ain't gotta even be about. It don't gotta be too obvious. You don't want to be too on the nose because people are going to immediately compare it to Punk and boom, boom, boom. No, don't do it that way. But what I am saying is, what if you tap into the idea that Randy actually hated Cody leaving because it wasn't a part of their game plan? What matter of
that's
fact,
but when you tie that in, that is the same thing. Seth Rollins hated that CM Punk left.
but they didn't have no plan. My point is, what if you? What I'm asking, what I'm offering, BZ, is this idea that Randy and Cody had an agreement. Punk and Seth Rollins didn't have no agreement. Punk just left. He said, "Nope, I'm gone. I'm gonna ghost you. I ain't texting you. I ain't calling you. Boom, boom. I'm gone." But what if Rain? But what if Rain was tied in like this idea that me and you were supposed to follow the game plan, and at some point I told you I was going to vouch for you. I was going to do this for you. Boom, boom. That I'm just spitting balling right here, right now, and saying, what if Rain said the game plan was for you to remain here all the time, never ever leave? We had that. We had came to that agreement, and you broke it. But I forgave you because as time went on, I had to realize you had to do what you did. The difference is Seth didn't forgive Punk.
Right.
Randy did. But he's saying this to say at the end of the day, like you being champion, essentially is what he's saying is it's been by default. You came here, yeah, and you did your thing, and you wrestled Seth, but then you got hurt, and then you come back and you got the opportunity. I wasn't afforded. You could even tie into maybe just a little hint of envy from Randy if you wanted to. I was a little jealous that you got, after coming back the following year, they give you the Rumble spot. You entered number 30 on top of it. Don't forget that, BZ Sue. They had him enter at number 30, and he won his first Rumble back from WWE.
Right.
So you could tie that in. That's just me spitballing, but go ahead, BZ. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I want to hear what you got to
Now,
say.
I mean, the more and more you talk, the more and more I'm now in my head. I'm looking at the WWE roster, and I'm seeing how
Right.
many baby faces that we have that are powerful, and how many heels that we have.
Right.
And it's
Yeah.
a lot of
That's a good
heels
point.
more than faces. But I see Punk
That's so true.
and CM. I see Punk and Cody turning heel.
Doing it at the
Hey,
same
how's
time
it
is
going?
crazy, by the way.
Yeah. So if that early actually happens, bro, like then Oba.
Already has that aura, so he don't got the well he's a heel, he's a face. No, he's already who he is, coming straight in, which is crazy. But
It's crazy.
I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I think the storylines. I think they got 6 weeks to build it.
6 weeks should be enough for them to go as far as to build a story.
Yeah, it shouldn't take long for that.
Easily, easily.
It shouldn't
But
take
I'm
long at
if I'm Cody and Randy, it has to be about the whole goal has to be about preserving legacy. Preserving legacy. Roman and Punk is about pure hatred.
And that's what I'm saying.
Like
Like they really
we
didn't even have no story for that. They just
there wasn't and now that you say that, Beezy, it makes total sense. It does
oh,
makes total sense. I will say this. Love what Roman's saying, love what Punk is saying. I love them for different reasons for what they're doing. If I'm being honest, Roman's been getting Punk real good lately. I'm not gonna hold you. Roman's been getting he's been getting Punk really, really good. But then Punk said that line, which was crazy. But still, even going that far, I get it. The whole purpose is these guys hate each other.
yep,
I understand that. But if you really think about it, Drew hated Punk too. Seth hated Punk too.
yep.
They are essentially carbon copying and pasting the same exact story with Punk with these guys who all feel he betrayed him when he left WWE. Right? That's you've been doing that same story for a long time. You have not made it that
But
it's
what was the
confirmed because
story with
they're killing promos, but still the current
what
promos are
was
very good. But go ahead.
what was the story with Drew though? Because I don't think he said I hate you for leaving.
What was it? I don't think Roman said that either. So what was the story?
No, they all three hated him. Drew hated Punk because Drew said he implied that Punk when Drew was with WWE back in like 2013, 2014, he said that when he needed a shoulder to cry on or he needed some guidance when Punk was at his prime, he said Punk couldn't give him no advice whatsoever. He asked him for some things. Punk was just being a complete a-hole to him. And he said he was basically like being he was narcissistic. It's all about him basically, right? That's why Drew hated him. But then Drew
Oh,
took it further because remember they bracelet, and then Punk coming at him about his it cost him every opportunity that he needs to win the championship. So it was hatred on their parts too. Seth, you betrayed me, you left us, we don't need you, we're better now, boom boom boom. In Roman's case of like, well, I brought you in, I didn't need to bring you in. But at this point, you're really for getting underneath my skin, and I'm sick and tired of seeing you here, right? But it's the same as that thing. They all three had the same goal. CM Punk does not deserve what he should get in the WWE.
right.
That's their opinion. You're not saying that for Cody. You're not saying that for Randy.
No,
But
not at all.
for Cody and Randy, it's a different ballgame.
Which is a better story
There you go.
as
And
far as
so
money.
the different ballgame in this case is to preserve legacy. Cody has to want to maintain his spot as the top champion. He wants to be QB1 so bad, right? He's QB1, okay? he probably look at Randy Orton as like the wide receiver
Right.
in this game, right? Um, so if he looks at Randy, it's like that's cool. You're the rival, QB in your own right. I can't have you take away my spot because you've had spot for a long time. It's time for me to get you out of
You
here.
know what? You
I'm
know
not
what?
implying no retirement though. No, I'm not
You
implying no retirement.
Yeah, not at all. But I think
Heck no.
I need to go. I need to go watch the Cody interview with Randy like right now because there might be some.
in
Beezy.
there that's called
That's a
this.
smart idea. Smart idea.
Yep. Because I'm like,
Smart idea.
because now it brings you back to legacy and how that was all set up and whatever, whatever. Because all this stuff could probably be brought up in a promo. So now I gotta watch it. I gotta watch it.
Yeah, watch that, and I tell you what, when you get a chance, call me back and we can do like a part two later today if you want.
Yep, we can do
But I
that.
will let you know I have to be at church around 5. I'm going to church around 4 to 5 today.
That's
So
dope. They got 4 o'clock services. I ain't never.
yeah, I'm going to
Well,
I
Ray got
went to a
one.
church last week. It was through shout out to the Indian community. It's through my Indian guy. He's
Yeah.
my Uber driver actually. He ended up taking me to a church and I met his wife and his kid. Like, he's very good dude, bro. It was awesome. So I'm going there again today.
Okay. So my
Yep.
4 is your 5. My 5 is your 6.
Is that something?
Yeah, because because y'all hour in front of me.
Right.
So you said you
Yeah.
going to church at 4.
Yep, at 4
So
from my time.
so that's my 3 o'clock. What time you get
That's
out?
crazy.
You know.
We're out by 5 o'clock.
So it's only like an
Yep.
hour.
So yep, one by an hour. Yep, it's cool.
All right. Well, then
Play
I'll
worship
probably call
music
you.
and Bible study. It's great. Yep, man.
Yeah, I'll probably call you around 5 o'clock my time, which would be 6 o'clock yours.
Okay, bet. Say less.
Yep.
All right, bro. Peace.
All right.
Yo, that beat is fire, by the way. That beat you guys in the background playing.
Yeah, that beat is cold.
That's cool. Yes, sir. But yeah, man. Okay, so you watched the interview?
Yeah, I watched it.
All right, what you thinking?
I think that it was a it was a moment. It was a moment where I thought that they were listening to our phone call.
Are you
Yeah,
serious?
it was something that you said that I was like, "Yo, Josiah literally just said that," and
Mm.
I think it was along the lines of, but it was the opposite. But I could see why you would say use it, but then again, I don't know if the WWE could use it because it wouldn't make sense. But when Randy started talking about when Cody left, he was saying
Yeah.
that he had no problem with him leaving because he know he would elevate out there. But
Yeah.
if
Right.
you used it from a heel standpoint, he'll be pissed off that he left. But in this regard, Randy wasn't pissed off that he left. So I don't know if the WWE would use that story.
At this point, I'm a prophet when it comes to
Yeah,
this
I
stuff.
don't think the WWE is going to use that story though, because if they use that
Got you.
story, then everything that they said on there, it would look like, well, all the WWE was flipped what Randy said, so we already know that's false. That won't work. But I think
In other words, it's not telling the truth.
exactly. So, but what I do think the WWE could use is like right at the beginning of the interview when it
Mm-hmm.
first started. He announced them, which I didn't know, that Randy Orton was Cody Rhodes' mentor.
We gotta think of something. We need something new. We need to have
We
something.
do need a new handshake, brother. You were saying though?
No, I said that Randy Orton. What is that? Oh shoot, hold on. That Randy Orton. I don't even know what that is. Dang. The Randy Orton. They announced and acknowledged Randy Orton as being Cody Rhodes' mentor.
Literally.
So when you look at it that way, that's one thing they can go, one angle. But also, the other angle I was considering is Cody Rhodes winning the Royal Rumble 2 times. Randy won it once, but the legacy helped Randy Orton win the Royal Rumble.
Oh.
So when you use that, and if Cody is just like, well, the mentor and the mentee, but I lightweight did better stuff than you. Not saying I've done more stuff because you did have the championship 14 times, but I won the Royal Rumble without your help. But you won. I run the Royal Rumble twice without your help. But you won the Royal
Well,
once.
technically, Randy has won it on his own in 2017, but if you want to
How many times did
discount
he win?
2017, Reigns won it twice actually.
So why would
Maybe
they
yeah,
discount to 2017?
because they probably want to focus more over the story about 09. Probably like what happened with 09, just
Oh,
so that
oh,
you keep you
yeah,
in suspense.
yep,
Because if you highlight 2017, it's kind of like, well, yeah, you helped him in 09, but Reigns ended up winning it on his own by the time 2017, I think he had rolled over. So yeah, you don't want to, you know what I mean?
yeah, that
But
makes
I mean,
sense.
however you want to do it. I mean, it's our way. Our way is fine for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
I'm trying to find a way, but them is the only ones because I watched that one and I didn't know that they were that close. So I think honestly they're
Mm-hmm.
probably going to make the story the same way they did with Randy. Well, they should have did with Randy and John Cena. It's just two friends fighting, and whoever wins is whoever wins. That's matter of fact, that's how they did it. Because John Cena was like, "Yo, I gave it all I had. I gave it all I had." So it wasn't two enemies. That's when John Cena first came back as the John
Mm-hmm.
Cena because Cody Rhodes was like, I don't want that other John Cena. I want the real John Cena. So I think that's probably the way they're going to spin it. All because that episode was so telling for how close those guys are. It's going to be hard to make it look like they hate each other for real when all the stories was being told. There ain't no way they can help each other, especially with Randy Orton crying and being emotional about how Cody thinks of him. You're not going to be able to spin that.
Yeah, and I will say the only thing the WWE has teased again, they've been teasing the whole idea of them going after each other for the world title. But remember at the King of the Ring that happened. What was that? Was that last? No, that was two. Oh, it was last year. I'm tripping. No, never mind. It was last year. Yeah, when Cody ended up winning the King of the Ring tournament and he beat Randy for it. Um, Remember how much of a heel how heelish Cody was during that whole entire like match,
Right.
and Rain was kind of like being a little low key, a little heelish too. But like Randy, even though Cody was praising Rain, Rain wasn't necessarily like smiling though. He wasn't really happy of the way Cody had went about that. So you could stem it from that too. You know what I'm saying? However they want to do it is interesting to me because I would love. First of all, I want them to tie it for sure into the fact that these guys were a part of Legacy because that's history right there. You
I
got to
think
tie that in somehow.
Yeah, I think that might be the only way that they could do it. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, cause all the other stuff, Randy Orton, Randy Orton loved that cat so much, and isn't this a mutual feeling with Cody Rhodes for them to just
Yeah.
throw a whole nother, oh yeah, but y'all is beefing or y'all ain't like each other because of that. That's not going to be real. If people watch that, and
Mm-mm.
they'll be like, no, that's not real. It's not
Then
real.
make it about then make it about the championship.
They have to.
You don't make it about you. You can tie in your
It's just
history all
I
you
want the
want,
title. I just want the title. Whoever it
but you
is, I
but
want the
it's
title.
there you go.
I
Make it
think, but
about
I
the
think
belt.
Randy said that. I think Randy said that in the promo before Trick Williams came out. He said, "I don't care who it is. My outcome is still I want the title. I don't care who it is."
Right. Because
So
you want to be
yeah,
at the top.
yes,
But that can but that right there and there already leads to conflict because remember what CM Punk told Cody Rhodes last year when it came to being champion. He was like, "Yo, you have to understand there's a target on your back every single day. You really don't have friends, you know what I'm saying, being champion. As a matter of fact, it feels much more lonely at the top." He said all that pressure that's getting to you, all this, that, and third, it's becoming hard to handle, isn't it? And Clay was like, well, yeah, it is becoming hard to handle because Clay didn't know who to trust for at that time. And Punk said, well, let me take that off your back. Why? Because Punk has been in the game long enough. He's seasoned enough to know I can manage that with no problem and be, essentially selfish. Clay was
right.
like, I don't want to be selfish. But now he's becoming a lot more selfish with going about the means of winning the world title. So that could tie it in there. Cody's is relentless on losing on not wanting to lose that belt, but Reigns like I'm gonna have to get over you regardless of who it is. Like I love you, Cody, but I've been here long enough to maintain being any and everybody, and you aren't that hard to beat in all actuality. You gotten good, you gotten better, and I see that. But it's time for the mentee, the mentor to defeat the mentee.
Yeah. I think that's the only way that it'll be able to work. Is the what is it? The what they call it? The I forget what that dude name
Mm-hmm.
is. The it's pretty much the mentor and the mentee. That's pretty much was Daniel's son versus Mr. Miyagi type thing. It's kind of like that.
Yeah,
It's kind of like
yes.
that's how they're gonna have to spin it. They're gonna have to spin
That's an
it
interesting
that
analogy.
way.
Interesting analogy. Yes.
Yeah, they're gonna have to spin it that way. What the frick,
Yep.
bro?
Or Anakin
Because
Skywalker going after Obi-Wan Kenobi, or you're up to
exactly,
Star
they're
Wars
going.
fan, you know things like that.
Yeah, yeah, they're going to spin it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, they
Because,
got to. I like
but
it. I love it.
that's the only way. Because other than that, outside of that, to create a fake narrative, it ain't gonna work.
Unless they say something, unless Randy gets to a point where he there has to be. Here's the thing about being an actor.
All right.
They say I was told this from my acting instructor when I was in an acting class. He
Yeah.
said half of of what makes great actors is they give you half of who they are. So
Mm-hmm.
half of who is the real Josiah,
Uh-huh.
and then the other half of who's not the real Josiah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why people who are able to play certain characters that's like bad, quote unquote, they play those characters very well because they can identify with being or surrounded by bad people and can step into doing bad things.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
With that said, um, my other instructor told me, he said, you know, everybody in this world is an actor. And I said, you tripping. But when you really think about it, he wasn't lying. He said, think about it for a second. When you as a kid tell a lie to your mom and your father,
Mm-hmm.
all because you don't want to get in trouble, what are you doing? Acting.
Right.
That's literally you go around there if you want to. However you want to do it. There you go. So my point I'm trying to get at here is tell a truth. Tell a truth about Cody that is in love, but then tell him the truth that you have to be honest about everything. What's up? You just came over here? Oh shoot, that's crazy. What's up, man? There you go. See you soon, man. That's crazy. But yeah, you just tell someone to Cody Rhodes that he hasn't been told before.
Right. And he will probably be one of the only ones that would know.
Yes. Like something that you feel is lacking in Cody.
Hey,
Like
also,
maybe a killer instinct or something like that.
I think if they want to go all the way brutal, like they did with the Punk and the Drew, I think that picture that Brandy and
Mm.
Cody got, if he brings that in, they make a duplicate and he rips that up and be like, we was never friends or something like that for real, for real. I think that would work.
Oh.
I think that would work.
Or I'll go even further. This meant a lot to you, but at this point it don't mean
Right.
no much more to me because at this point that's how far I'm willing to go to take everything from you, including that belt.
Right. Yeah, I think they
But
can go that route.
if you go that route, it's gonna make Randy heelish. But then again, they can probably love it because people aren't gonna probably necessarily support Cody.
Hold on,
We'll see.
who got the picture though? What if Cody rips the picture? Where's the picture at?
Mm,
I thought
mm.
Cody got it.
You talking about the picture with him and Randy or with his dad?
Him and Randy when they was all had them gold chains on.
Who showed up? That's hilarious. Who showed up the picture? Was it Cody that showed up the picture or was it Randy?
No, they didn't show neither one of them the picture. They was talking about the picture in the interview.
Oh,
They were talking about it in the interview,
gotcha.
and they both were
Okay.
saying that that's a iconic picture for the both of them together as far as their career. So what I'm saying is, if you duplicate that picture, so don't of course mess up the original, but do the same thing that Drew did as far as throwing that mug in the trash or burning it, something like that. What if they do the same thing with that?
What if someone took away the originality from what Drew did recently? I mean, Drew didn't do anything that was different. We've seen it before with our wrestlers,
But I mean, they can't create no other stories. I mean, they can create the stories, but with them creating the stories, they're going based off of people who did not see that interview with him and Cody. Because if they seen that interview with him and Cody, anything they pull from a mean standpoint, ain't nobody gonna believe it.
to be fair, if you notice, the WWE low key got, and Larry gonna be like, no, he's not, But I'm like, Larry, let's talk what it is. The fans are not booing him, so why would he not be a babyface at this point? You got babyface one-on-one with both wrestlers. You got Punk, Roman, babyfaces. Randy and Cody are babyfaces. Clear.
Right.
With them being babyfaces, the WWE likes to make it interesting with at least having one guy be the bad guy and the other one be the good guy. If you have the pin and you're building this WrestleMania feud between Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, is Cody going into WrestleMania as the heel or the babyface, or is Randy Orton going as the heel?
I think they both going in as faces, just two friends and wanting the same thing, like they did with John, and Cody last year.
He ruins everything, Jack.
Is that a wrestling content video you talking about?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Vince being a horrible,
you're hilarious.
very bad.
It's funny. You were saying, BZ?
No, I saying they will both go in the same way that Cody went with John last year at Mania. Ain't no nothing. Both of them cool with each other. They just both want the same thing.
Yeah, because I don't want them to spin it off into some hatred thing. That would feel very
Right.
forced and very corny,
And it won't
and it
be
wouldn't make any
real.
sense.
It
Yeah,
won't
it's
feel
not
real
because there's no
whatsoever.
hatred between Cody and Randy. There's a hatred between Roman and Punk. Roman and Punk's hatred for each other is believable, even if it is like
Yeah, it's
that's the only
believable.
way y'all want to go over for anything else like that. But it's still believable. However, when it comes to Randy and Cody, this isn't a matter of these guys hate each other. This is a matter about a championship. Make it about the belt. And you know what?
They
If
gon'
I'm being honest, Roman and Punk haven't necessarily made their feud about the belt either, though.
No, it's not.
Not at least not yet. They haven't. He just chose Punk because he wants to hurt Punk because he wants to make sure he's a race in WWE. And Punk's like, I'm going to maintain being the guy for WWE. But
That's
they
why.
haven't
That's
made
why.
it about the belt.
That's why I wonder if that was really even Randy. If that was even Roman's angle, or did they tell him that he had to take that angle since Seth wasn't there?
With the whole, I'm
Because that's
gonna bury you right now next to your father.
no, the whole angle period of I hate you type stuff. That's all Seth Rollins,
Right.
and it makes sense with Seth because the storyline behind all of that. We don't really have a story behind it to be like, oh yeah, Roman don't like that cat at all. Like, what's the story? We have not seen no backstage back and forth. We ain't never heard about no text messages, no phone call. We never heard none about that.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even though he did use that, he was like, oh yeah, it's funny that we're in Indianapolis. It's when the Shield started. This is when I brought you guys, and he was like, whoa, no, you brought Seth and Dean. You ain't bring me. I wasn't on that. They just put me in position to do it, but I didn't choose to do that. Seth and Dean did. So you can use that story with them. You can't use that story with me. So, I mean, that was cool how Roman canceled that. He was like, yeah, don't know. Yeah, it was the start of the Shield. I brought y'all here. I'm the reason. And I'm like, nah, no, you're not. You're not. You had those other two was on board, not me though. I just followed suit because that's what they told me to do. But
Are you
I'm
saying
not the one.
Roman tells Punk this?
Yeah,
I love it.
that's what he told him in. No, that's what he told him in the promo last week. That's what he told
Oh,
him
I
in the
got you.
promo last week. He told him in the promo
I got you.
when he was like, "Yeah, Indianapolis, we got history here. Remember, we got history here. This is where the Shield happened. This is where I brought you guys in." And Roman interrupted him, was like, "No, you didn't bring us here. You got Dean and you got Seth on board. I wasn't on board. They just had me come with them. But that had nothing to do with me, so that don't work."
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that was good.
That was good.
Yeah, that was good.
I
Yeah.
also love the line when he felt Punk basically what he felt Punk, he said, like you the one that appealed. He basically said you appealed to like the 30. He said, what is it? He's the 30, 40-year-old version
Yeah.
from their mom's house. That was hilarious. That's the edgy Roman Reigns that people like kind of like low key have been wanting. But for him to go into that route of just being like this very like boastful tribal chief character or OTC whatever he is, I love it. I really do love that. He be tapping into that bag for real because he just sounds more comfortable. Like it's hard for me to describe it, but it makes him come across a lot more. I don't know what it is. I think a lot of times when you're doing a program with CM Punk, you're a lot more believable when you're around CM Punk for some reason. I don't know why that is, but they have made that to be the case when it comes to him, Seth, and Drew. And it's interesting how they do that.
Yeah,
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I don't look at CM Punk as being believable. Everybody else is.
Really?
I look at him as putting on the characters like everybody else is. Because outside of it, he talks in a different way. So with him talking in a different way, that's not believability. You don't sound the same when you outside of the ring. Like if I see
People
you
say,
in Cody Rhodes interview and you talking
right,
totally different, then that means
right.
that's not believable. Everything you just said is not believable because that's not who you are for real. That's what you portray on the show.
Hmm.
Just like when I seen Randy and seen how humble Randy was. I never knew Randy. I didn't know Randy was that humble.
Very humble.
He's as humble as Gunther.
Yeah.
Just humble, just all the way. And I'm like, wow, these two being at
And
the
they're
top of
so
their
freaking
game
good too.
to be
They're so
humble
damn
is
good.
crazy. I never understood it.
There you go.
Thank you. Yeah, they're so, and the crazy part is two BZ's like, I'm on. Yeah, you're good, man. Right. Yeah, you're right, BZ. Like they're very humble
Very.
and they're so freaking good in the ring. It's crazy how you be that good in the ring. As far as what you do, as far as how you work very well. Like I think Daniel Record has even compared Gunther to Randy Orton. He said he reminds him of Randy. He said in that whenever they do a certain move or something like that, they make whatever they do in the ring mean something every single time.
Right, every time.
And that's what and Randy Orton is known for doing that. I think that's one of the reasons why I enjoyed his match with Cody at King of the Ring because I knew what he was trying to do.
Yeah. I think
When he was selling that back injury, I loved it.
I think he's going to be the one. Well, I think he's going to be the one that beats the 17 streak if he goes to 50 like he said he wants to. He's 44 right
How
now.
many times he signed it?
I think he said he's 40. Is it? I think he said he's 44 or 45 right now or something like that. He said,
For
but
doing what?
he's 45 years old,
Oh wow!
and he said he's going to 50. So if he got 5 more years, then he probably will be beating the Cena's title situation. If he got that, because he's longer. He got long enough to actually do it. He got 6 years to do it. He can win it because if he win it on, you got to think about it. If he wins in April, that's 15. All he got to do is win 2 more in 6 years. That's easy. So I think he's going to be the one that actually beats that record. Honestly,
Do you think Randy personally wants to beat that record?
I don't know if he wants to, but I think he's going to. That's the same way Cena. Cena didn't say he wanted to beat Flair either. It just happened.
No, the WWE wanted that record to be broken.
Right.
They want that recognized. But the crazy thing is Ric Flair actually low-key won more than 16 world titles. But nobody wants to have that conversation for real.
No, they not. They said the WWE ones only want to count.
Exactly. They don't. That's how they look at it. Exactly, BB. That's how they look at it. They're like, yeah, 16-time world champion, Ric Flair, but because he's not really one of our own, we need someone fully our own to become the top guy. And they literally has said, moment Cena wins the 17 world title, that makes him officially the greatest of all time.
Right. But I like what Randy said when he said there ain't no Cody. I like that
yes,
too.
Me too. Me freaking too.
That makes sense. That makes total sense.
When he said that, I said, Randy Orton, you know what? I'm taking your word for it because I think. But let me ask you, why do you think he said it though? Like, I know the reason why he did say it, but I just want to tell you, like, why do you think he furthermore said that? Like, what do you get from him for saying that?
I mean, there's so many people that's good in different 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 ways of how they do things. You can't just say one person is better than the other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you're the greatest of all time, it should be the greatest person who ever strapped their boot. But that means you're better in all angles. And I don't think, you know what I'm saying? I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't think nobody could be listed as that. Yep, be safe, bro. Yeah, I don't think nobody can be listed as it because the reason why I'm saying that is like if you say the greatest of all time and we talking about wrestling, you know how many divisions of wrestling there is? That means that that means John Cena does what what's my boy? He does what Shinsuke Nakamura, he does that better than Shinsuke. He don't. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know, there's some luchadors. John Cena don't do nothing in the luchadors. But if they're all in the bracket of wrestling, and if you're saying the greatest of all time, the greatest of all time got to be better in every bracket. If you're not
Yeah.
better than every bracket, you can't be the best of all time. That's why I think he said in WWE or wrestling, the wrestling industry, there ain't no GOATs. Basketball, you maybe that makes sense. But in wrestling, you can't call that. You can't be GOAT. Because there's too many
That is
brackets that
that's,
everybody don't
that's
get the
so
opportunities
interesting.
to do.
That's so interesting.
It is. When he said it, I was like, yeah, he got a point. Because I'm like, the things Rey Mysterio does, John Cena can't do. He can't do that. The things that
Right.
Penta do, John Cena can't do. So you can't just say that he's just better than Penta. How? When we're
Mm.
talking about in-ring ability, you can't say that.
Yeah.
You can put your
Exactly.
favorites, but you can't say that this person is the best. They have to be better than everybody in that category. And wrestling's category is so big, ain't no way that you can just put one person that can do everything. Penta can't do what who I would say Gunther does. So you can't say Penta is better than Gunther. But you also
Right.
can't say that Gunther can't do what Penta does. So Gunther may not
Right.
be better than Penta. So you can't just
Right.
say that. You can't say that.
People are asking the question of like whether or not he's the best wrestler of all time, and you hear Gunther on the first interview literally saying like,
Like, nah.
I'm okay with being said that, but honestly, I think I'm one of, right.
Yeah.
I can put myself in saying one of, but that's been my whole entire point. Because that's why I don't buy into the idea of people being the best of the greatest of all time, because throughout time, evolution tends to happen, and throughout evolution, a person knows how to take what a person already has done, but they learn to adapt it. That's why, to me, it's like, okay, for instance, like I'm gonna just, it's gonna get a little off topic, but just hear me out. Matter of fact, I think you, Loki, may agree with this or you may not. To me, Chris Brown took what Michael Jackson did and he elevated it
Of course.
on his own,
Of
right?
course. Yeah.
But people will take that and go, Chris Brown ain't no Michael Jackson, boom, boom, boom. Man, get out here. I ain't trying to hear that, boom, boom. But when you really think about it for a second. The man he can do music, he can dance,
Yeah.
he can paint, he can do a little karate, he can act,
Yeah.
he can produce, he can songwrite.
Yeah.
Like, what is it that Chris Brown cannot do? And then on top of that, he's been able to make dances out, TikTok dances out, freaking, throughout social media all throughout the time. On live tours, he danced to pure rap songs. Like Chris Brown,
That's why
may not
people.
necessarily.
That's
That's
why.
why I say, yeah, go ahead, bro.
No, that's why people say that. When people say that Chris Brown is better than Michael Jackson, everybody be like, "Man, you crazy." But I
They
second
do
it.
say that.
I second it. I'm like, yo, he is.
Yeah,
The reason being is
yeah, and
because during Michael
yep,
Jackson's era, it wasn't as much stuff that you could do like what Chris Brown is on. Like Chris,
there you
I'm
go.
not saying the skills like he can dance. Like Chris Brown can do exactly what Michael Jackson could do. He can sing better than Michael Jackson. He can dance. I don't know. He could. To me, it looked like he could dance better than Mike. But at the same time, at that time, you never seen nobody dance like Mike until you seen somebody dance like Mike and then take it to another level. If you take it to another
Right,
level, he's paying homage to the person that did it before, but that don't mean that he ain't better than the person. He's better than the
one
person that did it
thousand
before.
percent, 1,000%. And I'll go as far as to say this: I've seen MJ, and not just with Chris Brown. I've seen him with Usher. I've seen
Mm-hmm.
it with Bruno Mars. I've seen it with The Weeknd. And by Bruno Mars, I mean choreography. I'm not saying he can
Yeah,
do what MJ does. No, I'm talking about
true.
choreography. There's Uptown. If you want to look at Uptown Funk and pay attention to that record and the music video, you can definitely see MJ influence over all that.
Oh yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah,
Whenever
facts.
you see the Weeknd's falsetto,
Yeah,
very much like MJ's,
yeah,
right?
facts. Mm,
Chris Brown just got them. He just got them beat because he can do all of what they can do. And on top of it, he's planning to do a freaking performance for MJ, but they
before he
went ahead and
passed.
canceled it.
Yeah,
They
they
went
canceled
ahead
it.
and canceled it,
Yep.
all because of what happened
With
15, 20
Rihanna.
years ago.
Yep.
Ridiculous. We
Right.
ain't gonna, but we ain't gonna get to that. If you know, you know. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. But the point of it of all is that there's just certain people that eventually will become, or they'll get to the opportunity to becoming way better than you.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it works. If Floyd Mayweather a better boxer than Muhammad Ali?
That's what people would ask. Floyd Mayweather ain't never lost a fight, but at the same time, he never been in a ring with people the size of Muhammad Ali. So how
Right.
can they say that? Right.
But when you consider who's the greatest heavyweight boxer like right about now, who do you put in that category alongside Muhammad
Floyd
or
Mayweather.
alongside Ali? Can you say Mike Tyson?
No, you would actually say Floyd because Floyd never lost. Mike lost.
Hmm.
Muhammad Ali lost. Floyd never lost. But at the
Right.
same time, you're not going against the best. You're going against the best people in your weight class.
That's because he ain't big enough.
Exactly,
That's another thing.
exactly. So
That's one reason why.
you can't label him as one of the GOATs either. You can say it, and everybody will because he's undefeated, and there's no other boxer out here except for
He's
Bud.
one of the greatest
I
to ever
think
do it
Bud he's
by being
undefeated.
undefeated.
I think Bud's undefeated, and he just retired. So I think Bud's undefeated too. So if
Wasn't
Floyd,
Rocky Marciano too? Wasn't he undefeated? Rocky Marciano.
I don't know.
So yeah, go ahead.
I don't know, but pound for pound, they would say Mike Tyson. Even though he lost, he's the best boxer. Pound for pound, even though Shaq was the most dominant. They might not have said he was the best center, but he was the most dominant. Everybody has a branch on what they are the most best
Hmm.
as, but that doesn't mean that they're the
Yes.
best basketball player or the best football player or the best hockey player or the best
Talk
boxer
about it.
of all
Talk
times.
about it. Talk
Because if
about
you
it.
didn't play against everybody, then now you're going based off of, oh yeah, when that in that era, I'm like, well, just if that era is different in this era, then you can't judge it. And you can't say that back then's era is better than right now's era. But you also can't say this era is not better than back in the days either. It's just a different era. Like just because people was more physical in basketball, you got to understand basketball ain't supposed to be no physical game. So why do you think that that's better? Like, oh yeah, well, Michael Jordan was getting knocked out the air. They weren't playing football. Why was he getting knocked out the air? That don't even make any sense. That's not how
Hmm.
basketball works.
Right.
You know, so it's an ongoing thing. So when Randy Orton said that, it
And,
made a ton of sense that
and speaking of ongoing things, LeBron or Jordan,
I'm going with LeBron.
everyone has a debate for years.
Yeah,
4 years. Who was
but
a better facilitator? Who had a better? Who did better when it came to having their teammates? Who's the
LeBron,
clutchest player of all time? Right, boom,
Michael.
boom, just all this other stuff. So the clutchest player, you can say yes. See, you just did just right there, BZ.
Yep.
You just did just right there. You just proved my point. Off what you just said.
Yeah, just
The
off of what
clutchest
we know.
player,
Yeah,
Jordan, got
Jordan.
LeBron beat. So if you're
Exactly.
talking about facilitator, who's helping their team to succeed,
LeBron.
besides him, LeBron got him beat.
Yeah, LeBron
Easy.
got him beat in points. LeBron got him
Easy.
beat in rebounds. LeBron got him beat in assists. He got him beat in blocks. Jordan got him beat in steals. Jordan might
Yup.
have him, and you know what I'm saying? And he got more
Crazy.
championships. But other than that, overall, LeBron James got all his stats is more than his. But the point is, LeBron didn't play in that era. He didn't play against the other
He
people that
did.
was good. And Michael Jordan didn't play against Steph Curry or Kawhi Leonard or Kevin Durant either. You know what I'm saying? So how can
That's
we
true.
say that's why Randy Orton makes a ton of sense when he says that the WWE is the only only wrestling entertainment situation that has no goats.
And you think that's more too? How can you really be a go in a business that's very predetermined too? On top of
That's what exactly.
that, you
Exactly.
know what I'm
People
saying?
say
Like,
that Ric Flair is one of the best of all time. You know how many losses Ric Flair got? He got more losses
right?
than wins.
Yep.
So it has nothing to do with your wins and losses.
Mhm. So you can't. So okay. So now when we, because me and you haven't talked about this for like the past 2 3 years now. With all that said, right? And I'm glad you watched that, and I low key love when Ring Orange said that too. I watched the whole thing myself. Do you feel? How do you feel now when it comes to the debate about who's really the greatest of all time between uh, John Cena and Roman Reigns? Is there really no greatest of all time? Is there really no GOAT?
There really isn't.
Ever
Yeah,
saying all that?
well, the way Randy is explaining it, there really is a no go. Even
Crazy.
though he said that that his goat, what he say, would be his father. I think. He said his goat would be his father. That's what he said.
Yeah, which is awesome, by the way. Shout out to
Yeah,
Randy for doing
yeah,
that.
for being his father. But other than that, him and Cody would agree, be like, okay, John Cena, the greatest of all time, John Cena. But that's
Yep.
Randy Orton's best friend because he said he want John Cena to do his retirement speech and all of that stuff. So at the end of the day, that's being biased. But when you look at the in-ring ability, what John does and what John does and what Roman does, it's kind of basic for the bigger guys. But at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, they're not doing what Penta is doing. Heck, they're not doing what Rey Mysterio is doing. How do you put them over Rey
Right,
Mysterio? Just because,
right.
you know what I'm saying? Just because, that's it. I mean, unless you go based off of merchandise sales and stuff like that. Does that make
I
you the
think
GOAT?
the facts. I think so I think, okay, let's break that all in four different branches. Matter of fact, five different branches. Are you selling houses? By selling houses, guys, I'm talking about, like, are they being able to fill up arenas, right?
Right,
Are you selling houses? Are you selling merchandise? Are you a great in-ring performer? Are
right.
you a great in-ring promo? Are you a great in-ring worker? Are you a great in-ring wrestler? Technically, that's like all six, probably seven different categories that I just named, right? Not everyone has been able to check all those boxes.
True.
And sometimes they can, but it takes maybe sometimes some years. You know what I'm saying? Maybe sometimes going away for a little bit. Maybe if you stay doing it long enough, you can achieve those feats. But if we're being realistic, not everyone can,
True.
which is interesting, right?
It is.
But to your point, it's like, why say Goldust isn't better than, why say the Hurricane? And I'm just using it for example, hypothetical. Why say Gregory Helms as the Hurricane is better than Goldust when Goldust did it first,
That's a fact.
right?
How can you say that? Right.
How can you say that? How can you say the Usos is better than Jimmy and Jay Uso? Sorry, than the Hardys. If the Hardys one not only have done it longer, but they still do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
To this very day,
that's a fact. So
right?
how could you say that that person is better?
It's, or the New Day. You know what I'm saying? For how long they done did it? You know, like, but it can go all across the thing going forward.
This is true.
This is what I believe in, and you just pointed it out. Just because you can be considered the best at what you're doing, don't mean you're better than the person that does this well over you.
Exactly.
You hit the nail right on top, bro. You
Yeah.
cooking.
So that's why when Randy said that, I was like, man, you got a point. You got a
Yeah, shout out
point,
to Randy
man.
Orton. Shout out to Randy Orton for that.
You got a point.
Yep.
Can't be mad at it. It makes
Nope.
total sense.
And I wonder what had him come to that revelation.
Probably because people probably ask him all the time, or that people say that he's their favorite and things like that, or whatever, and rightfully so. For if you watch and if you follow Randy Orton's whole story to be from where he was at the beginning to now, he does have a championship. I mean, he does have a GOAT conversation if you want to fight for it. He has a
If you want to look at accolades, Randy Orton's definitely up there.
yeah. You got to look at it and be like, man, yo, he can be talked about. You know what I'm saying? He
Literally.
ain't regular. You know what I'm saying? So since he ain't just a regular
Yes.
person, you can't just look at him as a regular person. And that's just how that is. And I think with him knowing that, and also knowing that there's other people that he's seen in front of him that's doing what he's doing, that's probably why he's humble. Because man, I'm like, man, y'all think I'm great? Imagine how y'all feel about John Cena. Or like the way y'all feel about me is how I feel about John or Cody or any of these
Crazy.
other people.
Crazy.
Yeah. And
And coming
we'd
from
be
a
looking
guy
like,
who,
what do you mean? Like, what? Them cats ain't even on the same level as you. And he's like, well, you
as
ain't
a
looking at
matter
it
of
from the right
fact,
lens.
I'm glad you pointed out too, because if you want to go belt to belt in ring performance, any given day, who's a better in ring performer? If you had to ask me the question of who I pick between Ring or and John Cena, I'm going Ring all day.
Yeah, I'm going
No,
Randy too.
it's not even close. And I love Cena. Love Cena. I love the way Cena does his matches. I love the way Cena tells his stories. And Cena has a certain way of doing it, but he's doing it because it was taught to him by those who came before him.
Right.
Randy got it to where he's just so smooth with it. The way he hits a drop kick, the way he hits a superplex, the way he times the psychology before he's already hit the RKO, the way he hits a DET, the way
I think he
it's just a
moves
certain way he
slow.
does it
It's
on
the way he
purpose.
moves slow on purpose and makes you see
Yep,
and understand everything that he's doing. That's that storytell
literally,
that you was talking about that happens inside
literally.
the ring. Like you
Yep,
see it. Like you like,
and he's
oh,
athletic
okay.
too.
Yeah. So He don't
Like in
go.
great shape.
He doesn't go fast. He doesn't rush it. You get to see
Nope.
every little bitty thing that Randy does,
Yep.
which makes that dope.
Yep. Cena does it too, but I don't think he's as. I don't think Cena is as athletic as Randy is. I think that's different.
That's
I
true.
could be wrong, but I think that could be the reason. Um, okay. Let me ask this then, and I'm asking this because I'm loving this conversation we're having right now. It's inspired. Undertaker had a podcast. He still got his podcast going. Like what's it called? 6 Feet Under.
6 feet under.
His podcast. He had an episode where he talked about people in the Mount Rushmore of draws and things like that. Boom, boom, boom. And he was asked why not put Bret Hart or Shawn Michaels as on the list of his top 5 withdrawals. And he said because with all due respect to Shawn and Bret, they're great professional wrestlers, great in the ring, but they didn't agree to sell houses like that. It took one person or another to go out here and do that, right?
Right.
They didn't do that, right? They may have been part of a collaborative effort, but they didn't sell tickets just solely off of their name alone, right?
Right.
With that said, let me ask you: Is that one reason why what Randy Orton says, like low key holds a lot of weight?
What you mean? But
Like when Taker asks like when he's asked, why not put Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart as a draw? It's because they were great pro wrestlers, but they weren't ever the ones that were selling tickets for people to come to their shows or for WWE in particular.
But at that time, was that is what era of time is Undertaker talking about that though? Because if he's talking about that in the era of time when Ultimate Warrior and Hogan and was there, that's correct. But when the steroid thing went up, Shawn and Bret was the ones that were selling the tickets. So what part is he actually talking about?
That's a good question.
Because we know when the steroid situation started going crazy, that's when Shawn, Bret, and all the other people that size start running the WWE at that time. That's exactly what was happening.
That's interesting. I wonder. That's super interesting. I wonder. Well, I think around that time the WWE was in limbo, so you didn't really have a definitive who was the guy for their shows like that.
Right.
With that said, it's kind of like how it is right now, right? With WWE. The WWE is pushing Kurt Russell to be at the forefront, but is he really the guy of the company?
Right.
I don't think we got that answer yet.
Yeah,
I think the WWE I think they're just spinning wheels, and I think they're just experimenting. They're trying to say Brian Breaker as the next guy, but is Brian Breaker selling tickets right now?
No.
So how does that work?
Yeah, that's a good question because I don't know. I don't know how that would literally. I don't know how that would literally work.
This is gonna sound weird. BC, you might be like, bro, okay, so don't ever ask this. Don't ever ask this again. But I asked ChatGPT whether or not Jey Uso was a draw for WWE, right?
Okay.
Me and Larry, we had a really good conversation about this.
Right.
And I told him, and Larry said he believes what ChatGPT was saying to understand. But then I was like, more I thought about it, I'm like, ChatGPT, this is an app. I'm sorry, Larry, I kind of have to agree more with the app.
Right.
He put it like this. He said Jey Uso is a draw in the sense of selling merchandise, doing well with commercials, things like that, boom, boom. But he said that Jey Uso isn't corporate.
Right.
And I was like, huh. And he said, yeah. He said Jey Uso is not necessarily a corporate draw for WWE. That's why he's not necessarily considered the face of the company. The reason why he's not the face is because he's more of the people's champion than he is the WWE champion.
That's true.
And I broke it down with Larry, and Larry was kind of like, I don't know. Larry just, he just don't want to buzz about it. So I said, low key, that holds a lot of weight when you think about it. He said, well, Jey Uso is always doing commercials and blah 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 blah. I said, yeah, he is doing commercials, but why isn't he not put in the main event right now, or this now third, boom boom boom? Because he was really the WWE's corporate guy, face of the company, so quote unquote. He would be taught right about now and being in the main event.
True.
Over Roman, over Punk, over Cody, over Eddie.
But just because he's not a part of The main joints. Is that what you're saying? That he's not that because of that. He's not the
I
face because
think
of that.
he's not remaining a constant in the main event picture. I think to be the guy, the W, you have to be relied as a constant main event guy in the picture. In other words, not necessarily main event WrestleMania is going to go, oh, you're the guy. Anyone can main event WrestleMania at this point, right?
Right.
Based on how WWE wants to tell their story. But I'm saying a constant. John Cena, when he was running things, the man who runs the place, or however you, sorry, the face that
The
runs the
face
place.
that runs the place.
Thank you. Yeah, he was low key remaining a constant in the main event picture. They started Raw with him. They ended Raw with him. They started pay-per-view with him sometimes, but for the most part, he's main event pay-per-views. Back to back. Unless he got injured, of course, they had to pivot. But for the most part, like he remained a constant fixture in the main event picture.
Right.
Because Jey Uso don't do that, I don't think he is. I don't think the WWE is outright telling us that he is.
That he's what?
The face of the company.
No, I don't think he's the face of the company, but I mean, with Cody Rhodes, okay, so if that's the case, who's the face of the company?
I'm saying I think the WWE is trying to force it to be Cody Rhodes, but in our minds, it's not working as well as they probably would have had hope or something like that. I don't think so.
I think that's why when they said that it's multiple faces, that has to be a true statement.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yep.
It's just
multiple faces.
the reason why. I think that's for the now. I think until they definitively figure out who is going to be the one leading charge, because Roman Reigns is still there. Once he's gone, somebody needs to fill those shoes. And don't tell me for a second it's going to be Cody Rhodes, because it's not. I'm sorry. I love Cody, but he ain't doing that. Hell no.
No, but they already got that in play with Trick Williams and Obafemi and all that, so they wouldn't go backwards anyway.
And by the way, guys, BZ says Obafemi is a guy to lead the charge. I think he's going to be the guy to lead the charge eventually.
Well, I mean, they have to. The way the Obafemi's aura is right now, the WWE will drop the ball if they don't pass that to him. Same thing with Trick Williams. You will drop the ball if you don't pass that to them. They are really the faces, and you got to take advantage of what that is because they're right there, right then and there. You got to send it. That's why they were in elimination chamber. And Javante, he's a part of that as well. So you can't just think that these people aren't that. They were in the elimination chamber in these big old matches this soon for a reason.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, this ain't no regular stuff. They were in the matches for a reason. WWE got high hopes. So with them being in the matches, we just hope and pray that the WWE don't drop the ball. Because if they drop that ball, they in trouble.
Yeah.
Because you got some people that can say, oh, well, the WWE don't really got the people or don't got the pieces. You can't say that now. You got more than enough from the male and the female side. So what literally is your excuse on why your brand isn't elevating?
Exactly.
Because you have the pieces. You got the male, you got the females, you know what I'm saying? You got the stardom, you got the characters, you got all of that. So you don't have an excuse no more.
Speaking of I didn't say excuses, but things that's happened in the company. What is your take on the whole Road Dogg leaving WWE?
I don't know yet. I don't know because he runs SmackDown, so I got to see how SmackDown is being ran.
People complain that SmackDown was not doing a good job. As far as
I seen that.
Because of him.
Which we said the same thing with Raw as well. So I'm like, well, if they're gonna fire, if they really trying to make a change, then you need to fire somebody on Raw too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We can't just put Road Dogg out there and be like, oh, SmackDown was the only show that was trash. Let's keep it a buck. We were just complaining about how bad Raw was for like 3 weeks straight. So whoever's running that need to be fired
Raw
too.
For last year.
Yeah, so whoever running that, they should be fired too. But at the same time, I think Road Dogg quit though. I don't think he got fired. I think he quit.
No, he left. No, he decided to leave. He didn't
quit.
He didn't get fired. Yeah, he quit. And I was watching an interview with Bubba Ray and De La Greca, and I thought what was very interesting about Bubba's comments about what Hunter said. He said Road Dogg and during Unreal, they were arguing about, the idea of Archer cutting his hair, and Triple H was like, "Well, what for?" Triple H was not even really like. Remember, you was like, when you texted me, you was like, "Bro, why is he cutting his hair off?" Boom, boom.
Right.
So I think Troop had that idea in his mind, and I think Rodo had that idea in his mind, and they both were like, they were in agreement with it. And Triple H was like, "Well, what was the point of him doing that?" He said, "What's it going to lead to?" And Rodo was like, well, "I don't know. It should lead to something, though. You know what I'm saying? But just let him just do it." And Triple H is trying to figure out the reason. I understand where Hunter's coming from, though, when you ask that question like that. But then there was one thing that Hunter had said at bullet point that I was like, really? And it was Road Dogg advocating for Chelsea Green and saying something along the lines of like, let's do something with her. Let's create a spark with her. And he was saying like, we can have her be Alexa Bliss. And Hunter was like, she can't ever like he kind of like made it clear like she can't ever go as far as to be Alexa Bliss. Ain't no way.
Wow.
And I thought about it, I was just like,
Why not?
really? Yeah, exactly. That was my question. I'm like, why not? Why is Alexa Bliss so protected to where she can't lose a match against Chelsea Green? She ain't gonna hurt. And it's not like she's like one of your talked about main focus wrestlers right about now. So why she can't be? Why not?
I don't know.
It would have been one thing if he had said Charlotte Flair, but Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know.
You can literally do whatever you want with Alexa.
Yeah, that's a good
That's what's
question.
kind of weird. Yeah, man. I don't know why he did that. But I think because they had a lot of clear disputes, Road, I don't know how to handle being told, I guess you could say no, or maybe it was social media getting to him because people on social media came at him a lot and was complaining that he wrote SmackDown to be a bad show. It was all his fault.
Right.
And they had asked WWE for years, can they fire him? Can you let Road Dogg go?
Wow.
Because they hate his creative. But I'm trying to figure out, like, what did he do creatively that was so bad? Like, what did he do?
I don't know.
Yeah, bro, that's kind of weird. Super duper weird.
Yeah, so I'll see what the next, because I'm like, this last SmackDown, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't crazy either. So I'm like, if he left, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I know you ain't leave because they wouldn't let R-Truth cut his hair.
Well, he did.
Yeah. So now he left and he cut his hair. So I'm like, bro,
he was there when it happened. He was there when it happened. But the thing of it is like, we get the WrestleMania season around this time. Maybe the pressure of Mania got to him, and he just couldn't know how to figure out what to do with the stories. But to be fair, it's hard.
But that's what I'm saying is
tricky, but still,
it's SmackDown work, WrestleMania work. You know what I mean? And
that's a good question.
And why are you running SmackDown by yourself? Like, right. You don't got no team right there. Like, what's up with that? There's no way that one person can draw up the pay-per-view, but nobody is helping run Raw or SmackDown. He had to be upset because of how they're pushing something and they just continuously keep pushing it or something.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Because it don't make sense.
There was a point in time where Paul Heyman was running Monday Raw, and there were some things that he was trying to do that was different. They were trying to have him and Eric Bischoff, just do some things. It was like, I think this man had it where Eric Bischoff will be on SmackDown and Paul Heyman will be on Raw. And for a while, it was kind of like giving us like a little bit of hope, but nothing really came out of it. But people are saying like, somebody said this. I saw somebody recently say this. Have Paul Heyman run Monday Raw. Have Triple H and Shawn Michaels run SmackDown, and you have Undertaker and somebody work on NXT or something like that. I don't.
Well, no. Matter of fact, I heard somebody say that.
Yeah, I came across somebody saying that recently. I was like,
Yeah, I heard somebody
Yeah,
say
the
that.
comment.
And I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
Somebody also said something about Sean coming up there and somebody getting moved to NXT. I heard about that too.
I'm speaking of people who left the WWE. I'm still trying to wrap my head around why they Ava leave. Why did Ross Dollar leave?
Yeah, they still haven't explained
That's
that.
a bigger question than Road Dogg leaving.
Yeah, they still
Road
haven't.
Dogg.
They still
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying they still haven't explained that.
Yeah.
That has not been explained at all.
Nope. Yeah, man. So come on, man. Where that R&B at, man? Come on, man.
I don't know.
Come on, man.
I gotta get to it.
Yes, sir.
I gotta get
At one
to
point,
it.
we gotta do like an album reaction together. You know what I'm saying? On my channel. You know what I'm saying? And this time we're gonna do it live. It's gonna be way better than doing it on StreamYard, because StreamYard had me bugging. Oh my gosh.
Shout out
Me
to
doing too
StreamYard.
much, like all the lagging. Yeah, shout out to StreamYard, but y'all need to working y'all server errors or network Wi-Fi, whatever y'all got going on, because it's absolute garbage. But other than that, yeah, please improve on that. But other than that, yeah, we gotta figure out how we gonna do R&B. Definitely down for that.
Well, yeah.
Yes, sir. Well, all right, bro. I'll catch you later, man. But it was a great talk, and hopefully we'll see what they cook up from next Friday on SmackDown. Hopefully it turns out to be a lot better than we expected.
Yeah, we'll see, because now we here for it. So what they gonna say?
I know. I'm here for it now. You know what I'm saying? In spite of the negative backlash that's received on Cody Rhodes' behalf for winning the world title. True.
Right.
I still want to see what WWE's going to do to recover that. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. All right, bro.
All right, bro. Yep. Peace.
Two to the dome, you know I came to kill. And all the DJs and beat makers know the drill. Your boy back, they all run like sawmill. This beat was just sent to me, this was a fresh kill. But you ain't know when I load up, I act wild. Like draw four, my screen kicks like a bad child. It's time to relocate, but not the east bow. Call me a virus, we moving to the west now. I've been bugging more ammo than any Russian. My 16s I air out like a semi-bussin'. My chick bad, I sing to her like David Ruffin. Give her the game, she roll up, we lit and puffin'. Thought I was done, but this rapping is in my bloodline. Keep feeding me beats, I zip them up like A-Shine. The swag so out of this world, never in state lines. Used to be passing with everything, now I take mine. Pittsburgh, my name Monty, some of you notice me. I get you lit and I'm brown, nickname me Hennessy. I came in the game, they ain't do nothing but die.